Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to digital signal processing class. So this is our series of digital classes, that is nothing but online classes. So we are going to continue the same concept what we have discussed in the previous class. In the previous class we have talked about 4-point DIT FFT and DIF FFT. In today's class we are going to cover the problems related to butterfly diagram of 8-point DIT FFT. After that we'll go for DIF FFT. So what is DIT FFT is all about? So DIT is nothing but decimation in time fast Fourier transform, whereas DIF FFT is nothing but decimation in frequency fast Fourier transform. So in that we are going to proceed some problems, we are going to do it. So let us see. So what is the question here? They gave the question, find the DFT, discrete Fourier transform of the sequence x of n is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. This they gave using DIT FFT algorithm. So using DIT FFT algorithm or DIT FFT method. So by using this DIT FFT, we need to find out the DFT of the sequence. So we don't want to apply the formula of DFT. We have to do for its graphical method. So for doing this thing, what we'll do it? We'll write its position. So it's nothing but 0, x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, x of 3, x of 4, x of 5, x of 6, x of 7. So we wrote all the positions. So what we know? We know that for writing the DIT FFT algorithm, we have certain steps in order to do the questions based upon the DIT FFT. What is the first step? First step states that we need to design its flow diagram or a graph of it. In that, input needs to be in which order? Input needs to be in bit reverse order and output should be in normal order. For that reason, what I am doing, I am taking just 8 point, because it's how many points? See, 0 to 7 means it's what? 8. So total 8 point DIT FFT, we need to draw the diagram for it. So let us see the diagram for that. What we'll do it? We'll take the values for it. What is the first thing? We'll take first input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Like this I have took the dots. What is the first input value I should take? I should start from x of 0. After that x of 0, what is the next consecutive input? X of 4. The difference of these two would be 4. Likewise, I'll take next even x of 2. What is x of 2? Next consecutive will be difference would be 4. That means it's what? X of 6. Likewise, I'll take next one x of 1 with x of 5. Then x of 3 with x of 7. So we wrote all the inputs of the first step of our DIT FFT algorithm. We have done, we took the bit reverse order. Second thing, what I'll do it, I'll try to write down this x of 0 value. What is x of 0? So 0 is what? 1. Next x of 4. What is x of 4 I do have? X of 4 is again 4. Then I had x of 2. What is x of 2 I do have? X of 2 is 3. Next x of 6. What is x of 6 I have? This is x of 6. This is nothing but 2. Then x of 1. What is x of 1 I do have? X of 1 I have is 2. Next x of 5. X of 5 I do have is 3. Then what is x of 3 is given? X of 3 is 4. Then x of 7. What is x of 7 is given in the question? It's nothing but 1. So we wrote all the input values. Next we have to realize for stage 1. That is the first stage. For realizing things, we'll again put the dots like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we'll cross it. We will put for the first one, this is the first positive stage of that one will be multiplied over there. Like this we'll put the cross, like this we'll put the cross. What is the feedback needs to be? Feedback needs to be minus 1. So we put the feedback and we have written minus 1. In that, what is this value? What is the starting value? True-dill factor or the weighting sequence? Omega 8 power 0. So we know all those values. Omega 8 power 0, omega 8 power 1, 8 power 2, 8 power 3. Because we are going for 8 points, this 0 to 7, 8 points. So that's the reason we are mentioning here omega 8 power 0. Likewise, we'll go for the next one. And the feedback needs to be minus 1. And here is what? Omega 8 power 0. Similarly, for the next one, and the feedback needs to be minus 1. And here, omega 8 power 0. Then we put the crosses over there and that feedback is minus 1. This is omega 8 power 0. So this is what actually these all call it as stage 1. First stage we need to realize it. After getting first stage, we go for the second stage. In the second stage also what we'll do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We put the dots over there. Next we'll try to combine with the first with this one, right? First dot we'll put our next thing, this will put it. Likewise we'll go for next part and this way. So next we are combining 2, 2, right? So as you can see we have combined 1, 1 now. This end we are putting 2, 2. So when we are giving the feedback, what we'll write? We'll write, what is the value over here? It's omega 8 power 0. This is omega 8 power 2. And the feedback, again we are having the feedback this thing. This is what? The feedback needs to be -1 and this also be -1. Similarly I can combine this with the last and this with this one. So what I'll write? I'll write on the feedback for this. So for that what I'm writing? What is the feedback value? What is the weighting sequence of that feedback? The omega 8 power 0 to W8 power 2. So what is this value we'll mention here? This is the feedbacks, right? So that means it needs to be -1. So this is also -1 and this is also -1. So this is what analysis we did. We went for stage 2. After that we have to write down the output. So how do we write the output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We wrote all those things. Next thing, we need to combine it. How do we combine it? We had this stage, right? Those stage we need to combine with the first one. So how do I do it? I'll combine this with which one? First one. This with second. This with third. This with fourth. So we will see, students, so we took the values. So we found from the stage 2. So what we have done? We have taken these all. Now we are taking for stage 2 to the output. So this is our about nothing but this is our output stage. So how do we find the output stage value? First thing, we combine these all. We have combined 4 values. Now next thing, this dot is left out. What is the first output value? X of 0, capital. Next is X of 1, X of 2, X of 3, X of 4, X of 5, X of 6 and X of 7. So now we left with this thing, stage 2 first input. So this will combine with X of 4. Next, X of 5, X of 6 and X of 7. So we found all those values. We connected the graph for that. Next thing what we need to do it? We need to write the feedback for it. So where is the feedback here? So starting from this end, this is what? -1. This is also -1. This is also -1. And this is also -1. So these are nothing but your feedback loop. So we are connecting and we are finding it is nothing but -1. What is the value here? Omega 8 power 0, so omega 8 power 1, omega 8 power 2 and omega 8 power 3. So we found all these values. Next thing, we need to realize this complete butterfly diagram for decimation in time fast Fourier transform by taking 8 points. So we took the 8 point. Next thing is that we need to find out the values for it. So how do we find? We need to write this stage, right? So for that what I'll do it? I'll try to realize it. I'll try to write down the function. That's nothing but I'll try to write the truth table for it. So how do we write the truth table for that? I'll write here. I'll make one table like this. So here I'll mention inputs value. These are my input values. What I'm giving. Next, stage 1 analysis. Then I'll go for stage 2 analysis. Then I'll write the output. So what is the inputs value? I do have first input is 1. Next is 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4 and 1. So we do have first is input 1. So as you can see here, so we do have the first input 1, 4, 3, 2. So we wrote it 1, 4, 3, 2. Next is 2, 3, 4, 1. So we wrote all the inputs value. Next thing, we need to go for stage 1 analysis. For what is the stage 1 value we do have? That is nothing but this is the first input, right? So here this line is coming and this line is coming. So what is the first input? 1 plus 4. So what I can write for the first stage 1 analysis of it? 1 plus 4 is 5. Likewise I can add the second one here 1. Since it's a feedback, for feedback it is what? 4 with omega 8. What is omega 8 power 0? So I can write all those omega values. So omega 8 power 0 is what? It's nothing but 1. So by applying e power minus j 2 pi k n by n, n is capital A and it's 0. So we found omega 8 power 0 is 1. Similarly, omega 8 power 1. What is omega 8 power 1? So e power minus j 2 pi by 4. So 2 pi by 4 is nothing but 2 pi by 8. Since it's 8, right? So nk is nothing but 1. So 2 1s are 2 4s are. So it is e power minus j pi by 4. So pi by 4 is nothing but cos pi by 2 minus j sin pi by 2. I can write down that first value. Omega 8 power 1 like that. Omega 8 power 2. So what is omega 8 power 2? A power minus j 2 pi into 2 by 8. That is nothing but e power minus j pi by 2 is nothing but minus j. So e power minus j theta. What is e power minus theta? Cos theta minus j sin theta. Cos pi by 4. It is nothing but 1 by root 2. That is 0.707 minus j sin pi by 4. What is sin pi by 4 value? It is also 0.707. So these two values we wrote it. Similarly, omega 8 power 3 is nothing but e power minus j 3 pi by 4. Directly I am writing. So that we got it. So what I can write for this? What will get? Cos 3 pi by 4. What is cos 3 pi by 4? Minus 1 by root 2. That is 0.707 minus j of 0.707. So we found all those omega values which is useful in our problems when we get the feedback and weighting sequence. So by taking these values, what we can write? We can write the feedback sequence of all these numbers. So what we can find out? We can find all the values whatever we are getting. So we found e power minus j pi by 4, that value we found. Omega 8 power 0, omega 8 power 2, this one we found 8 power 0, 8 power 1, 8 power 2 and 8 power 3. So after knowing these all, next let us continue with realization. What is the realization here? So we found the first one, that is nothing but 1 plus 4, we got it as 5. Second one, here 1, here is minus 4. So I can write 1 minus 4, that is nothing but minus 3. Similarly, I can go with next part. Next input, this is what is the input values coming from reverse bit reverse order. It's 3, here is 2. So what is the answer I'll get here? 3 plus 2 is 5. Here I got minus 3. Here I got 5. So these values I got it. So I got here 3 plus 2, I got it as 5. For the next point, what is the next value I do have here? 3, here is minus 2. So I can write 3 minus 2 is nothing but 1. I can mention here it is 1. Next, for this next input, 2 plus 3. So 2 plus 3 how much? So 2 plus 3, again it is 5. Next, so this is nothing but 5. Next, 2 minus 3, it is nothing but minus 1. So I'll mention here 2 minus 3, it is nothing but minus 1. Next one, this coming is 4 here, 4 plus 1. So 4 plus 1, I can get it as 5. So that value I'll mention here, 4 plus 1, I am getting as 5. Next I can write 4, this is minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we got first 4 minus 1 is 3. That means when we take the values of first stage, we realize all those first stage input. Next, we have to go for second stage input analysis. For doing this thing, what we'll do it? We'll try to get the values by taking the graph. Same graphs we'll take and we'll find out the value. So how we'll take? Tell me what is the answer of this one? It is what? 5 here. This is what? 5. So 5 plus 5, I can get it as 10. So what is the answer of the first one I got? I got 5 plus 5, I got it as 10. So I'll write here stage 2, 5 in first input. For the second input is 5, again I got it as 10. Since omega 8 power 0 is 1, so we are not considering that omega 8 power 0. For the second one we'll consider, what is second input we do have here? Tell me. This is our second input. What is second input? Minus 3. Since it is minus 3, right? And here is what? 1. Omega 8 power 2. So what is omega 8 power 2 we do have? It's nothing but minus j. Directly you need to remember this value. Already in the previous class I have shown you this. Omega 8 power 0 is 1. Omega 8 power 2 is minus j. So I can write minus 3 is coming from this. So first I'll mention here minus 3 is there. Next, what is coming from this end? Minus 3, and then this line is from 1 of this omega 8 power 2. So what is omega 8 power 2? It's nothing but j. So I can write here minus 3 is coming from this end and it is coming omega 8 power 2 of 1. So plus omega 8 power 2 of 1, that is make it as minus 3 plus j. So that is a second answer. That is a first answer. So try to make the boxes, it will be easy, otherwise values will be, all will be mixed up. So we wrote it. So we found for the second input, what is the answer we got? Minus 3, this is coming from this end and it is coming here 1. So that is having omega 8 power 2, that is nothing but minus 3 plus j. We found the first answer for it. Clear? So what is the answer we got? Minus 3 plus j we found for this particular sequence. We wrote it. Next thing, when you want to write the next value, what I can write for the next one? Here 5 is coming. As you can see, 5 is coming from this end, and what is the value here? 5 with minus 1. So I can write 5 minus 5, I got it as 0. So as you can see here, it's coming 5 here input from this line, and again it is minus 1. It's a feedback, right? So minus 1 of 5. So I can write 5 minus 5. So what I'll get if I'll write 5 minus 5? So 5 minus 5, I got it as 0. So I need to mention that 0 here. So this value and this value. Next, again minus 3, then this one, minus 1 of this whole thing. So what I can write? Minus 3 minus 1 of omega 8 power 1, 2. So minus 3 plus, what is this value? J. Since it is minus and this is minus into minus, it will become plus. So we are mentioning minus 3 plus again j for next input. For this input, minus 3 is coming here, this is minus and omega is also there. So we have mentioned that input as it is. Clear? So by writing this, what we found? Minus 3 and that j we wrote it. Next, this is over. Next we'll proceed for the next input. What is the input here coming here? So input is coming is, what is this value? Tell me, what is this? 5 and here is 5. 5 and this is 5. So 5 plus 5, I can make it as 10. So I can write that one. So I'm mentioning the same thing for that input. So 5 plus 5, this is nothing but 10. So mention that 10. So after this we got minus 3 plus j. This is over. Then here is 5 is coming. Here is also 5. This has become now 10. Next, here is minus 1 and here is 3 with omega 8 of 2. So minus 1 and what is omega of 8 of 2? We'll write minus 1. Then what is the value here? 3. Omega 8 of 2 is nothing but minus j. So I can write minus 1 minus 3j. So here I can write minus 1 minus 3j. This we got it for the next input. After getting this thing, what I'll write? I'll try to find out this value. Here is 5 and again it is feedback, again is 5. So 5 minus 5, 0. So for the next stage, I'll write 5 minus 5, I got it as 0. Likewise, last input. For the second stage, that is what? Coming is minus 1, it is what? Minus 3. So minus 1 and minus 3 with omega 8 of 2. So minus 1 minus 1 minus 3 omega 8 of 2. That is nothing but minus j. So minus 1 minus of minus, it will become plus. So we wrote all those values. So what is the answer we got? So minus 1, this minus of 3j. That is for the next stage 2 analysis. So we done all the inputs value. So since it's a feedback and that minus will become plus. This feedback and that is also minus, right? So minus and this feedback will become plus. So we wrote that one. So we got 10 minus 3 plus j, 0, minus 3 plus j, 10, and all those values we wrote it. How do we get? See once again students, it's very important. 10 marks for sure you will get this thing. 5. For the second input also we do have 5. So to make it as 10. For the next second series, if you want to find the input value, so we have taken from this end, it is minus 3. And it is also 1. So minus 3 and this 1 is there, right? So 1 we are having with omega 8 of 2. So what is omega 8 of 2 is nothing but minus j. It's minus j, right? So minus 8 of 2. So minus 3 and this is what? Second one, omega 8 of 2 is there. So this is nothing but minus. So minus 3 minus j. We found for the next one, we took for the first input, it is 5. Again for this end, it is feedback minus 5. So 5 minus 5, got it as 0. Likewise, for the next input, if you want to see, the line is coming from this minus 3 and it is also 1, right? but still it has omega. Omega whenever it's coming. For this line is also there, for this line. That important part is that whenever this line is going, omega value is taken for both. For the first line, for the second line. That means it is there for this one and it is there for this one. For both the side, you have to take the twiddle factor into consideration. So we have considered, we got the next input. Likewise, for the next one we have taken, the line is coming 5 and again we had 5. There is no feedback, nothing, only addition. We got 10. Likewise, we found all the output of stage 2. What is the left out thing we need to do? We need to write directly output. What is the directly output? What is x of 0 answer? Then x of 1. Next x of 2, x of 3. These value we need to find out. Right? So that means this is what actually the question in N domain. We are converting into K domain. That is DFT. That DFT only without formula we are finding by using this sequence. So that sequence we will see. How do we find? So how do we find? Tell me, what is x of 0? This is 10. Again this is what? 10. So this 10 plus 10. I can get directly answer as 20. So what is x of 0? I'll write here. This is my output. So this output I'll show you. So before writing the output, just see once again what we have done. So see all the inputs one, what we are doing. We are taking all inputs value. So inputs value, what actually is from the graph? Inputs values are x of 0, x of 1. We have taken first 0. Then we have taken 4, 2, 6, 1, 5, 3 and 7. After taking all the inputs, this is in bit reverse order. We converted. We took the values. Then we found stage 1. After that we found stage 2. So from the stage 2, now our criteria is what? We have to get what is the output stage. That is our main consideration that we need to find out. So stage 2 output also we wrote it. We got first answer is 10, 3 minus j. Then we got 0, 5 minus 5. Then we had minus 3 plus j. Then 10, minus 1 minus 3j, 0 and minus 1 plus 3j. Like that we found stage 2. That is also input only for output. The next one we want to write down the output value. So let's see how do we find output. So first thing what we are doing, students, so we want to write the output, right? So for writing the output, what I am doing, I want to write the stages. So for writing the stages, what I did, I took all those values. So I do have this thing. So I am writing the output. Tell me first thing, x of 0 is what? Here is 10. Again here is 10. So I can write here 10 plus 10. That is the first one. So for the second one, x of 1, input first is coming here. Minus 3 minus j. And here is what? Minus 1 minus 3j of omega 8 of 1. So I can write minus 3 minus j, that is as it is, plus, since it's plus only because we are not going for feedback. So plus minus 1 minus 3j, minus 1, here I will write minus 1 minus 3j of omega 8 of 1. So that answer I need to write. That answer I need to write. So first see the realization. How do we take? This here is what? 0. So since input is coming here 0 and here is what? 0. So 0 minus 0 or 0 plus 0. So it's obviously 0 only. So directly we found 0 for this. Next thing, x of 3. What is x of 3 is coming here? Minus 3 plus j. So we'll write minus 3 plus j. That is as it is. Next thing, it's coming from this end. So here is what? Minus 1 plus 3j of omega 8 of 3. So we can write plus minus 1 plus 3j of omega 8 of 3. So this omega 8 of 3 also we already know these all. Directly we have to multiply with this factor. Omega 8 of 1 is, what is omega 8 of 1? Omega 8 of 1 is 0.707, j of 0.707. This value we have to substitute here. Omega 8 of 1. Like this, omega 8 of 3. Like this, we'll find next. X of 4. What is x of 4? 10 minus this 10 with omega 8 of 0. So I can write 10 minus 10 of omega 8 of 0. So omega 8 of 0 is 1. 10 minus 10 I will get directly 0. So I found this value, x of 4. Now x of 5. So minus 3 minus j and omega 8 of 1. Minus 3 minus j plus, not plus, it's minus because it's feedback. Omega 8 of 1 into minus 1 minus 3j. So minus 1 minus 3j. That means minus 3 minus j as it is. Omega 8 of 1 is 0.707 minus j of 0.707 into this minus 1 minus 3j. We wrote it. Similarly, I'll go for next. What is left out? X of 6. X of 6 is where it is coming. It's coming 0. Again in here it's got nothing but 0. So 0 minus omega 8 of 2 of 0. That is nothing but 0. Similarly, x of 7. What is x of 7? Minus 3 plus j and minus 3 plus j minus omega 8 of 3 into minus 1 plus 3j. So minus 3 plus j as it is, minus what is omega 8 of 3 we had? This minus 0.707 minus j of 0.707 into this, what is the factor we had? Minus 1 plus 3j. So we found all the outputs end. What are the outputs value we had? All the outputs value we wrote it. That the thing is only we need to put in the calculator and get the answer. Like 10 plus 10 is 20. So directly we can write here as 20. So likewise, what is the answer for this? Minus 3 minus j plus minus 1 minus 3j or into omega 8 of 1. What is omega 8 of 1? 0.707 minus j into 0.707. Put your calculator in complex mode. That is, if you go for shift and if you take the second option, complex mode, you will get this j also. So directly put that value in calculator and write down the answers. So we found for the next, how do we find this one? For x of 1, minus 3 minus j, that is as it is, and this line is coming from here. Minus 1 minus 3j of omega 8 of 1. So that's the reason this first one omega 8 of 1 will come, omega 8 of 2, 3, like this 0, 1, 2, 3. For all this, for the feedbacks, that point you need to remember. All should have minus. So as you can see, all are having minus. Why it is minus? Because we are going for feedbacks. So for feedback, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 values should be in negative sign. So we wrote it all those negatives and we'll write down the output for it. So I'm putting this value in calculator. So what I'll get the first one? If I put it minus 3 minus 3j, that is minus 5.828. So this answer I'm getting minus 5.828 minus j of 2.414. What is the answer of this? This whole answer is for this two. This whole answer I'm getting this one. Like this, if I'll put it 0 for second one, what is this value I had? Omega 8 of 3, this value. I can put it, I will multiply with 10. This multiply with this, I can substitute this one. Let's see what is the answer for this. So minus 3 plus j into minus 1 plus j of 0.707 I'm getting as minus 0.172 minus j of 0.414. So I'm getting minus 0.172 plus j of 0.414. So I got this answer. Similarly, next one, next also same I put it, I'll get the same answer. Here also I got the same. Next it is 0, I'll substitute here. So if I'll simplify this is similar to this one, right? Only the sign is changing here. Minus to minus plus, same whatever answer I'll get the same here. So I'll get the same answer as, this answer is similar to this one. So I can copy that answer from here. So I found x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 0 to 7, total it is 8 values I had. I'll write down directly output for it. So before writing the output, once you just cross check these values from your calculator. So put the values in the calc and find the answer for it. So now we'll write x of k for this function. For writing x of k, what we'll write? We'll write all the numbers in series form. How they give x of n? That way we'll write. So students, so we are writing the output of the sequence. So we found the output is what actually? So we wrote all these values. What is the first thing? This is the answer of x of 0. This is minus 20. This is 20. Then we found x of 1. X of 1 from here to here. From here to here it is x of 1. Then x of 2, 0. Then x of 3, x of 4, x of 5, x of 6, x of 7. Total your n domain sequence. What is the sequence is given in the question? X of n is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they gave us sequences 4, 3, 2, 1. So that DFT we applied for this. After applying DFT, we got x of k. That is the above sequence. By using butterfly of 8-point DFT. By taking 8-point DFT, we found all these sequence. So practice this one and look into it, and it's very important question. So it will definitely ask for 10 marks. So you need to solve this kind of questions. Definitely they will get 10 marks sure answers. So keep on practicing these kind of questions. Friends, so what we have done, we have given the sequence x of n. That x of n value we have written in bit reverse order. After writing bit reverse order, we went for stage 1 analysis. Stage 1, after that we went for stage 2, then we wrote output. So this is the way you have to do it. That realization, how do we do it? So that realization, you see, what we have done? We have taken all these inputs values, right? 0, 4. Then 2, 6. Difference of these two bits. Input taking is very important. This input difference is 4. This input difference is 4. This is what? Even. Decimation, half, segregating into two parts. Upper 2 is even inputs. Then lower 2 is odd inputs. So that is nothing but bit reverse order. After that, we went for stage 1. Till here it is stage 1. In stage 1, what we have done? We have taken 2, 2. We combined 2, 2 part. First 2 inputs, second 2 inputs. Sample inputs, next 2 point samples, we did this much. After that, these values, we went for stage 2. In stage 2, what we have done? We have taken 2 lines, again these 2 lines. These 2 lines and again these 2 lines. Till here it is what? Stage 2. When we are taking stage 2, you have to take 0, 2. The feedback of it. Omega 8 of 0, omega 8 of 2. What is omega 8 of 0? Omega 8 of 0 is 1. Then omega 8 of 2. 2 is nothing but e power minus j, all those things. It is minus j. So we found that's 2. Then omega 8 of 1. That is nothing but 0.707 minus j of 0.707. Then omega 8 of 3. So minus 0.707 minus j of 0.707. So we found all this, right? So that values, first 2 evens. When you're going for stage 4, all 0, 1, 2 and 3. All values you need to take into consideration. From stage 2, we proceed for the stage 3. So stage 1, stage 2, then we'll move to stage 3. In stage 3, what is the output should be in? Output should be in normal order. So after that, we found the output in normal order. Then we realize for the function. So we realize the functions. We wrote all those values. So we find all the values of input and then we found for output. So after writing input and output, what we have done? We found for total sequence x of k, n value we convert into x of k. So thank you for today's class. In next class, with same concept we will continue.